This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let me start out by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Welcome to the new week, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. We hope we can make it a little bit better for you, all right? With the Relationship Roundtable, we're going to do this today. Some of the people on the show are not going to be here today because illness. There's a lot of stuff going on with a lot of people. Okay. And I wanted to say this too. Check on your loved ones, whether they're old or young. Check on your loved ones, man. This world is something else, man. This world is something else. Check on your loved ones. Make sure that they're okay. Shout out to Marcella. She's a little ill today, so she won't be on today. She's a little ill. And yeah, throw out some prayers for these people, man, because we don't know what people are going through. We sit here and we're excuse me, got to do all of this stuff. We're so good throughout the day. We show the appearance of being good throughout the day, but we never know what storm people are going through. So please pray for people, man. Check on your people, all right? I had a situation this weekend. I won't talk too much about it, but y'all pray for me, all right? Pray for my family, I should say. We got some things going on. What's up, life coach?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm just sitting up here listening to him. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You don't ever know what people are going through.
Never know.
It's been a rough one for me, too.
Boy, it's difficult, man.
You
never know. But
yeah,
all we can do is keep in our prayers, keep it moving. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Reese out there, and where you at now?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Mo?
Over in East Tennessee.
East Tennessee. All right.
What's up?
As opposed to West Tennessee.
This is like over there by West Virginia versus Memphis.
Okay. On the move, making that money, making things happen. I'm trying to lighten up here, man. It's kind of hard today, though, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you. I don't know what it must be in the air because I got some.
Man, I'll tell you about it after the show is over.
Yeah, I'll tell you about mine, too.
Let's pray for everybody, man.
Yeah.
They're okay.
So our girl, she just down and out, huh?
Who's that?
Marcella.
She all right.
Right?
She'll be all
I
right.
think she'll be okay.
I already know. I already prayed it up, so it's good.
Yes, sir. I did, too.
I don't know. I talked to Gina earlier. I don't know where Gina at, but it's cool. It's fellas' night. Now we can give our
relationships.
Oh, snap.
We can give our opinions on some things, man. Talk about some things, some testosterone boosting things. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
Push it out there. There was a question though I wanted to ask, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are in relationships, and I'm not. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, ladies out there. I ain't. Anyway.
I ain't.
So, are you expected to? I mean, I know you might want to, and it's cool too. But are you expected to change in your relationship?
Evolve. I would like to use that word.
Okay.
I like that too, Mo.
Evolve. I mean, growth is a good part of a relationship. If you don't grow, you're gonna have some problems.
Okay.
I mean, you can't come in there being a non-adult, or because you came in young. 9 times out of 10, if you came in young on a relationship, you just can't. Relationship just ain't gonna be no good without no good growth.
Exactly.
Hey, we're gonna keep testosterone, Gina. You can go on somewhere else, man. We don't need you. What's up, Brenda? Long time. Yeah, that's right. Man, I guess I'll bring her on, man. Whatever.
Y'all can't do it without me. 4 men.
I was ready for just the fellas tonight, yo.
I mean, 3 men.
Whatever.
It wasn't gonna work.
I was gonna say, dang, like
I was ready.
It wasn't gonna work.
I just made
that's totally lopsided.
I just made a call. Y'all disregard that call.
I saw that.
I was gonna say, what?
Disregard. I accidentally pressed the button. Gina
He didn't. He was looking for me.
No, I had because I'm doing something else. Like I said, it's been a great weekend, but it's been a bad weekend. But again, pray for everybody. All right, pray for Gina. She get. Hey, look, Gina getting married this weekend, y'all. Everybody's
invited. She
is. Yes.
So what's your name? Are you gonna hyphenate your name? Or are you gonna be?
No, I don't like the hyphenated names. They too long.
G. Davis.
I would have to hyphenate two more times.
Oh, really? Not just GG. Not just GG Davis.
I would have to be. It would have to be Gina Carpenter hyphenated, Younger hyphenated, Gatson hyphenated. That's Davis. That's too long.
That's a lot.
Thank you, Brenda.
GG.
That's a lot.
Anyway, let's get off of Gina's name.
Right. Get the spotlight off me, please. Y'all know how I am.
We asked the question about changing in a relationship, and Mo said it should be evolving.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
I just asked it again.
You said we talked.
Should you change? Should you have to change in your relationship?
Oh, you would have to because a relationship is give and take. If you're not changing, then you're being stubborn and you're being closed-minded. Because not to extreme though. You shouldn't lose yourself.
Okay, exactly. But let me ask you this. Okay, but aren't you supposed to be accepted the way that you are?
Yes.
So why change?
Well, when I talk about change, I talk about things like if you eat differently, maybe the other person might change to the way you eat. If you're a healthy eater and they're not, maybe they'll change to being a healthy eater. That's a good change.
Okay.
Let me put after Mo.
Let me put a little bit in there. I always say it's evolution. I mean, it goes from what we've talked about earlier in relationship shows where we talk about, your communication is supposed to grow. Your love was supposed to grow. Your family is supposed to grow physically. I mean, kids and all that other stuff. That's an evolution. That's the relationship changing from year to year, day to day, So that's how I see it.
I get that. But again, change, evolving, it's similar but different. All right. To me. And like I said,
I feel that it's greatly similar.
But you know what? I agree with Greg. You should accept the person the way they are, because if you're trying to change them, then
that's a difference.
To me, that's trying to change their personality or who that person actually is.
And
that's
maybe
totally different.
Well, because a lot of times when we start dealing with personality, when we start talking about stuff like that, okay, let's say for instance, you and your spouse, we'll say you and your spouse have an argument. Okay, you all have an argument. You might not like the way she said something a certain way,
right?
Okay? And they might not like how you said something a certain way. So what happens is you are technically obligated to look at yourself and how you present certain situations and everything to that person. So to me, it's very selfish for somebody to say, I'm going to keep talking to you how I talk to you. I'm going to keep the same attitude like I've always had. You have to learn to work around it because somebody presented something to you that was a little bit, how can I say, it was a little detrimental to the relationship. Because if it continues, guess what? a person ain't gonna like it, and 9 times out of 10 they might be out the door.
So you saying you don't have to change, but you can tweak it a little bit, right?
I think yes, and I say it like that because I think change is a very big, drastic word. People hate change. People don't like change. So the thing is, if you could still be you, who you are, but learn how to talk to your partner or communicate, however it may be, whatever the situation is, effectively to your partner. That's how I see those two coinciding. Because if you can't escape growth without change. You can't use change without growth. They both come together with each other. It's just the definition is different with different couples.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's more in some cases adapting to the other person, you know, their habits, their ways of living and things like that. And I think in a relationship, when you adapt or change, so to speak, you're saying, you know what, I can accept this person's whatever, this, that, or the other. And in some cases, you might have been at one point in your life, you may have been, I would never date somebody like that leave their toothbrush upside down or something like that. Just an example. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Y'all
telling
using
you,
a lot of different words now. There's adjust, there's tweak, there's
to me, it's part of change, though. To me,
it's part of change.
Yeah,
well, okay. It also says you can't act single and do things as a single person, but claim you are married. If you don't evolve, another word, or modify your behavior, you're asking for trouble.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
All right, so Gina, you're getting ready to get married. Jeff,
Yes.
you stood up there before the preacher. Maurice, y'all did all of that, okay? And as the preacher's talking, he says to love, honor, cherish, and obey.
They stay in my mind forever and ever.
Okay,
and ever.
I hear you, but do you think that some people take it too literally, the verbiage
Some people do.
and obey?
Yes.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people that used to live back in the 1930s and 40s, because it ain't. I mean, love and
They
honor.
go down here, huh?
I mean, love, honor, and love and honor is supposed to be given naturally. As far as obey is concerned, that was back then. You know.
So they need to take obey out then, right?
No.
I mean, when you say obey, let's not get it twisted. There's nothing. Ain't none of us no slaves on either side.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, love, honor, and obey. The honor part and the obey part should be consensual. That should be something you want to do anyway.
But why would you obey? You're grown. You're obeying.
It's something you should just want to do to please each other. I mean, you know.
But you know what? I think a lot of people are taking it too literal when when we talk about obey.
Yeah.
In my mind,
it's one word of the whole vow.
It's doing things the way that the Bible and God has instructed you to do it. Obey. You know what I'm saying? Obeying. What does the Bible say? It says that the man is the head of the household. That's obeying. When you take your position as a woman, and people probably will throw eggs at the screen with me saying this, but when you take your position as a wife, you should let your husband be the head of the household and make decisions.
You know what, Gina?
That has been taken out of a lot of marriages.
But you know what, Gina? You're absolutely correct. And, I'm not just saying it because I'm the man on the man side of it. I'm just saying I would do just as much to make her happy as she does to make me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as far as obey is concerned, it's not obey as much as it is making.
Right. It's not obey as in you tell your
slave
dog
obey.
to go sit.
Yes, a master. Yes, a master.
And he's obeying. It's not that type of obey.
Exactly.
But that's the meaning that people have put on it.
Exactly. That's what man done put on it.
And to take it a step further, when we talk about, since we all believe in God here, we start talking about submit. Both men and women are supposed to submit to each other. It's not a one-sided deal.
Right.
Submission goes both ways. And I think a lot of times you hear I'm just saying what's very vocal. You know what I mean? Women just tend to talk more than men do. So you see a lot of the reels about how a woman would submit to a man and the conditions that it has to be for that. We see that quite prevalently. You know what I mean? It's dang near everywhere. They always talk on podcasts, it's on reels, snippets, the whole nine. But I think one element that's missing is it's a lot being talked about how under what circumstances a woman would submit to a man. But do we really know the circumstances and what it would take for a man to submit to a woman. I don't think anybody's really. Have we even talked about that on the show, any?
Never.
Never.
I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Never.
I know we've hit
Go ahead
that
and open
the
up
one
that
side,
box.
you know,
Never.
but
What
since
does that
submittal
mean
is
for a man to submit to a woman?
well,
Let her get on top.
I mean, I think it's part of the vows as far as obligations as a man, you know, in that marriage, you know, that comes along with that love, you know, and honor and all that other stuff. That obey part and being submissive is not, you know, being cowed down to or being a handpicked man. It's just honoring your vows.
But you know what? This is just my opinion, because I'm like I said, I'm not in you guys' situation, but some men, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. We take that and we use that as a crutch sometimes. When the woman is mouthy and she don't want to listen, all right, you're supposed to obey. You know, they've heard it I've heard this. I'm just saying.
You deserve to be single.
And I think it's
Well, he's using it in the wrong way.
I think it's ridiculous.
He's using it in the wrong way. He's using it as a form of control.
Yeah, and like Jeff said, yeah, exactly. And like Jeff said, man, you know, really, when you get into a marriage is a partnership, okay? And when you form a partnership, what do? You create portions for the
and everybody in a partnership has a role, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know what I want to add to that with when you talk about a man submitting, I think it's more of submitting to what he's supposed to do. He is supposed to do in the relationship, in the family, what do you call it? He's supposed to take care of the family, right? He's supposed to be head of the household. He's supposed to make sure that the family is taken care of. There's food on the table. That's his role. And to me, if that's what he's doing, he's submitting.
Well, you know, I see that's a badge of honor for me to take care of my family.
And that's awesome, because it
is a badge of honor to take care of everybody that you done brought into this world. Everybody, you know, every promise that you ever made, you try to fulfill it. You know,
responsibility. Responsibility. Ilsa says, "Do not deprive each other and do not use sex as a weapon." Francis Resto, Sarah called Abraham Lord because he first obeyed God and led his family to God.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so let's move on. In a relationship, you guys, you know, you go through good times, you go through some difficult times, you go through really, really, really bad times. Do you feel that the bad times in a relationship override the good times sometimes?
It depends
on.
It depends on what I mean. When you say that, you know, was it financial bad times? Was it social bad times? You know, relationship
Well,
bad
you know
times?
what, Mo? I don't think it should. Well, to answer that question, I don't think it matters whether it's financial bad times. The vows say good or bad, right?
Yeah,
these vows,
poor, right?
We on the vows today, right?
Right, but that's what it says, right? So I don't personally, I don't think that it matters what kind of bad times it is.
Let me finish, because there is a difference. Financial bad times, you know, if it's something where, you know, both of y'all are not educated to the point where you're making the money or whatever, that could be rectified. You know, the relationship bad times, that could be a communication issue. That's totally different.
But that's not his question, though. The question is,
good or bad times?
Does the bad times outweigh the good?
In other words, should you end the relationship because of bad times?
Well,
that's what I'm getting.
My definition of it, my interpretation of it is, when you have those bad times, do you hold on to them and bring them back up, and they're steadily in the relationship? That's what the question to me sounds like. Are they there all the time? Are you looking at, well, you know, things are so bad when there are also good times, but you're thinking more about the bad times than you do about the good times.
If that's all you're getting is bad in a relationship. Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I feel that a lot of times when we ask the question like, are the bad times more? Wait, say that again, so I know I'm getting it right. What was the question?
Basically, do the bad times override the good time?
And that depends on everybody's relationship, because there are a lot of people who are with people who the hell they shouldn't be with. And it's a lot of people who put up with stuff that they shouldn't put up with, and they
Right.
do. So the thing is, when you in a relationship with somebody, see, I strive to look for the good times. I
Right.
know for a fact that my good times outweigh my bad in my marriage. I know that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you have to have something to hold on to. You know what I mean? Because believe me, if it was bad, it would be like my last marriage. I should have got out that thing a long time ago. You know what I mean? But what I mean by bad though too is, see, and I'm not saying that trying to be rude or funny, but when I say bad though, it wasn't like I was miserable, but I could have been a lot farther along if I just would have accepted some stuff and she would have accepted some stuff. That's
So-
what made it bad for the both of us. Not just me, but it made it bad for the both of us. Now,
What about Jeff? What about
you know,
to go on to that?
Mhm.
Like Gina, I know Gina, a pet peeve will have some problems. If it's one of her pet peeves, it's gonna be some issues.
But you know what? You know what though, Mo?
It don't matter how many good times you have. If they hang it
Mhm.
turned the wrong way in the closet, that's gonna be some problems.
Stop it, Mo.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing too. And Tanisha
Yeah,
said this
funny.
very, very well. Great comment, Tanisha. The real question is, are you willing to work through those bad times?
And that's it too.
But again, even if you do, the bad times can still outweigh the good. Even though you work through them, if you hang on to them, and
Mhm.
every time something goes wrong, you bring that bad time up, and it's always there, then it is outweighing the good times.
Got to work through them though, right?
Mhm.
Got to work through them, but you also
Yes.
have to let them go too.
Well, I mean, that's okay. So in that same vein, if you have the power
Mhm.
to change one thing about your relationship, it could be the greatest one right now, but if you have the power to change one thing about your relationship right now,
Mm.
what would it be?
That's easy for me because I'm doing it now. Stop, Mo. Mine is dancing. Because
Yeah, because he can't dance.
he don't never dance with me, so I'm
Mhm.
making him dance with me.
You know what? At your
Okay.
wedding,
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Robert and I've been together for 6 years, and I can count on one hand how many times we danced together.
they
Well,
dance
it's
with me.
direct opposite with me and Mary Ann. We danced until we couldn't dance no more.
He doesn't like to
He
dance a lot.
danced with me.
Well, then you come over here and get him to dance.
I know, right?
Wait a minute, hold on. Did
That's
he go
funny.
to West Side?
No, he from Chicago.
Oh, okay, that's the reason why. All right, okay.
You know, they like house over there. They big thing over there is house, and he is a house head. House, you don't dance with
Mhm.
people. You pretty much with house music, you dance by yourself. Everybody just dance, like have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
Yeah,
they had house music.
you know.
BMX had their house music on the weekends. You know.
Mhm.
yeah, and yeah, he's a
Yeah,
house
next ain't
head.
there no more though.
He's
they
a
gonna do
house
now,
head,
Mo?
but
What they
like I
gonna do
said,
now, Mo?
house
No, I'm just
they
saying.
dance alone. Well, everybody dance. Everybody dance with each other. Everybody just dance.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let me move on. I want to put.
They didn't answer. I ain't the only one got to answer.
That's good enough. We're gonna move on. All right.
No, y'all cheating.
So if
No stepping, Brenda.
you guys are all married and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not. Let me read Francis's comment first. It's not honey-do melon in a marriage. When one spouse cheats and you forgive, and it happens again, you send them to live with the other. Then you send them to live with the other person. That's still death.
I know that's right, Francis.
Till death do you
Here,
part.
you can have them. You want them that bad? Here.
No stepping, Gene.
Sometimes it's a good riddance.
All right, so got a lot of questions here, man. Have you ever, life coach, start with you? Have you ever felt like you were the problem in your relationships?
Oh my gosh, that's a
I'm
good
not
question.
answering this time because they didn't answer.
Yeah,
the
you
last
answer
question.
too.
No, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I believe, I'm not gonna say a problem, but I believe that when you get with a person, they help you see some things about yourself that you might not have seen with another person, or you might not have seen before. Or if it was there, you start kind of looking back and be like, okay, well, maybe I did do this in my last relationship, but the person I'm with now is able to tell me that. You know what I mean? So now it's something that could be detrimental and I can change it. So I don't like to say it's a lot of people who just bring big issues to stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? So I can honestly say I've never brought in big issues, but it's just stuff that I've learned about me that could potentially cause an issue if I were to keep doing it. That's that evolution and change we was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? So when somebody brings something like that to my attention, I have to try to dictate it accordingly. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. I got you. Mo, what about you?
Nah, I don't think it's either
He
one
said
of them.
nah.
I mean, it's just it. I mean, we talked about not bringing our luggage into our relationship before we got married. Both of us were previously married, so we didn't bring that stuff into us.
Okay. Gina.
Move to the next question, please.
Right,
I answered the other one.
You see that? When I talk about that hanger stuff, that pet peeve, I ain't gonna answer.
Do you all hold high expectations for your mate?
No. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real. Ooh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm so glad you asked that question.
Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you this. Because when you want, you can only hold somebody to the expectation that they're willing to give you. You feel what I'm saying? When you start holding people to high expectations, now you put pressure on them. When you start putting pressure on people, now somebody's like, oh, okay, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. And if I don't do that, then other things or consequences of things could happen because of it. No, you can't. I can't put high expectations. For me to put high expectations on Megan, I'm going to tell you all I ask for, because I wouldn't ask for anything that I don't do myself.
There you go.
All I ask for is that when certain things are said and done, if I say something, pay attention to how you could say something and how it could affect me. That is all I ask. Now that I'm using my voice this second time around, I was realizing that that's what I internalized. That's what I kept inside. And I didn't know how to say that. But now I know what I want. That's all I ask. You cooking and cleaning, doing all that other stuff. Look, yo, I'm a man. I find my own food. I'm a man. I wash my own clothes. I'm a man. I make some stuff happen if I need to do. To me, all that is extra. You know what I mean? But now for the times that we live in, we're dealing with more of an emotional person. We're dealing now with people how they're going back and dealing with emotional past traumas, different stuff like that. This is stuff that the generation is just realizing. You know what I mean? Right. So now we coming into that. So I would like to say the relationship standards in terms of the cooking and clean, that's changed. You still need to know how to do that stuff, but it's not high on the expectation reel. Right. If I can do it myself. You know what I mean?
Okay. That makes sense. Gina?
Well, I kind of think that's a great question for me. It's kind of gray because I do have high expectations, but I don't think they're unreasonable.
Okay, but what if your mate thinks they're unreasonable?
Well, he better speak up.
He said they got to talk so we can figure it out.
Hey, Robert, I'm trying to help you. You only got 5 more days. I'm trying to help.
Oh man!
If he don't say nothing, then I won't know. But apparently, he don't think they're unreasonable either. I really don't think they're unreasonable. But yeah, I do have high expectations.
Okay.
And if he meet them, he apparently he meet them.
Let me ask you this. There's all of y'all. I'm so glad I'm not in y'all shoes.
This bad.
So
we're gonna be happy to ask you
views expressed on it. Hey, get it up, come on.
I got my question that quick. It was a good one too.
We're gonna have to flip the switch on him, Gina. I see what you're saying.
We are.
My level of expectations is in the vows to me. You know what I'm saying? So if you accepted the vows, we're 2 grown people. We should be able to talk about any and everything because we've talked about it way before we got married.
Right.
So communication should be there. So level of expectation, it is what it is. You're a grown ass woman. I'm a grown ass man.
So check this out. Y'all live together before you got married. Right? You live together and everything is cool. Y'all cohabitating. Gina, you got 6 years in, right? Y'all cohabitating. Y'all doing your thing.
Don't be put my business out there.
You already did. What are you talking about? You said it already.
Don't put it out there again.
Okay. So
she said this is a different audience.
So now you get married, right? and things are different now. You it's before you wasn't stuck, all right, but now you married, you're stuck. Okay,
He said
things
stuck.
happen. Okay, do you think that? How can I put this?
What you mean by stuck?
I know I ain't got past the stuck yet.
You got paper.
Oh, she's stuck on that.
Got papers on you.
Now you committed.
There's papers on you now. I mean, let's put it together. Let's put it. You're married. You're not.
Okay.
You're not in a. You're not in a. I'm living with you. You living with me. You got to get the fuck out stuff. Okay. Now you're married. Right. So now these changes. Let's go back to the other question. These changes come on. Okay. That the person may not want to do. All right. Because now you it's and expectations too. Now there's expectations because you're married. Do you let those things fester into an argument, or does it happen that you leave? You know, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I may not have put this question right. Okay,
I think I know what you're trying to say. I think you're trying to say that. I think he's trying to say that once the changes happen, do you speak up on it, or do you just remain silent and have that person just deal with it in their own way?
Or
what you're trying to say?
That too, but you've been in a relationship. You're living together, okay? But now the woman or the man says, okay, now that we're married, and you fill in the blank, okay, this has to change, that has to change, but you've been together all this time.
Well, then there's something wrong. Like I said, it's the same thing I just said in the previous question. You better speak up.
That's
like
right.
if you're just now speaking up, and that's why I always say you need to put some years behind you that you're getting to know your significant other. Because guess what? If and I'm not knocking anybody to get married 2, 3, 12 months after they meet. I've seen some relationships where they are working absolutely fine. But in those instances that Greg is talking about, I don't think that they got to know each other.
Nope.
And now we have these changes that I want that I've never said because, we've been together a short time and I didn't want to mess that up.
Sound like he got into a trap.
There you go.
Maybe I'm gonna ask this question.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
I want to ask this question.
Sound like you got into a trap.
Okay, how can I put this? Is a change. Because see, I feel that if somebody asks you to change, that's a big thing. So that's why I like somebody is telling you to alter yourself. But if somebody says, hey, do you mind assessing this before something happens? I feel that that's a totally different question that you have for somebody to kind of recommend, because I feel that asking somebody to change and say, hey, do you mind listening to me and how this kind of makes me feel or how this maybe does, I feel that's more of you taking self-analyzation into account. So if I express to someone how I feel, even friendships, we apply this to friendships, family, anybody. You tell somebody how you feel. So when you tell somebody how you feel, all you saying is, hey man, just kind of how you kind of said or did that rubbed me the wrong way. Do you mind next time if that happens again? You know what I mean? Do you mind kind of saying something a little different, or could you phrase something this way, or could your actions be something else? I don't think that that's too damaging for anybody to do for anybody. To do a self-assessment of themselves to see how they affect their partner.
So let me open up a can of worms here. I'm going to put an addendum on this question. Would you call that part of evolution or just extreme change? Or,
you just like that word.
I think it's a part of the evolution, though, because I think it's just a part of the process. Because normally when people want something, let's be real. When people want something, they want something how they want it, right? But see, when you're asking somebody to assess something, you're giving somebody an opportunity to learn about themselves or how you look at stuff. You're not saying, hey, just do it this way. You know what I mean? You saying, here, take your time and I'm letting you know so you can kind of observe this part about me. Like, you still love the person. That's why you're able to talk to them and bring it to their attention. You know what I mean? If it was an argument or something that really happened, then you just, you fighting for no reason. You don't need to fight when you can have a discussion.
Shouldn't, it's not a good thing, not a bad thing either. We have to have relationship conversations. Okay, relationships are supposed to go great. Okay, but I took the liberty of getting with Mr. Steven Speaks. Okay, so y'all check this one out about poor communication.
So a lot of times people are just reacting, people get upset, they get in their feelings, and rather than talking about it, they either shut down, they act out, they do things that work against them. Whereas if they would have just sat down and discussed it, they may have been able to fix things. I cannot tell you how many times I have counseled a couple, whether it was a married couple or just boyfriend and girlfriend, and the relationship ends. And when you talk to both individuals, what you find out is neither one completely had a full picture as to what the issue was. And they didn't have that full picture because the other person never fully explained it, as well as they never fully explained it. Well, same thing. They never fully explained it to their partner. So essentially, people think they're talking, but they're not. What they're doing is they're arguing, they're screaming, they're reacting in the moment, all right? But they're not effectively communicating. So one, it's not just talking about it, it's effectively talking about it. It's learning how to be heard and to hear them. It's learning how to gain the clear picture of what they're saying rather than assuming things. So much goes wrong because people assume, well, this is what they meant. This must mean that. They start analyzing, overthinking, and they assume wrong. And you know what they say about assuming?
Leave it like that. I'm gonna leave
like
it
what he said. I love that.
They assume
everything we just said all put together.
Start overthinking, and they assume wrong. Lack of communication.
Biggest thing, like I said, communication is the biggest part of that whole equation.
Yeah, definitely.
I watched watch Steve Speaks a lot. Got good books from him. And Jeff says, "Thank Jeff. You're linking, right?"
Yeah, that's one of my followers, yo. She ended up tuning in and whatnot. So that's great.
Thank you, Hyan.
Oh, how you know that's how you say
I
it?
believe you pronounce her last name Win.
Yeah, Nguyen. I mean Win.
Win. So we can say Miss Win.
But yeah, also communication is the key. There's one more from Steven Speaks, man. Which one is this right there? This one is dealing. Well, no, I'm not gonna play that. It's too long. All right, let's go here.
Don't disturb their soul if you mean them no good. Now, I previously posted this quote on social media, and it actually says, "Don't disturb her soul if you don't mean her no good." But the reality is that there are men and women going around with bad intentions, wasting people's times, using people to their advantage, and creating damage in other people's lives. And so I want to address both those men and those women. If you are going to be playing games, if you're not going to keep it real, if you don't have genuine interest in this person, if you are not on the same page as them, leave them alone. Don't bother with it. And it's not just for their sake, it's for your sake too. Why continue in this negative cycle that's going to lead to nowhere? Why continue to engage in dead-end relationships that's only going to waste both of your time? Yes, now they have their own responsibility to not allow you to waste their time, but I need you and every person to understand we've got to stop walking into people's lives if we're only going to cause damage there. If we're only going to be a distraction and cause stress and cause headaches, that no longer needs to happen. Everyone needs to check themselves and get their mind right. And make sure that you are walking in positive energy, that you are walking with God as your guide, that you have good intentions. Now, we're going to all make mistakes and sometimes things go left. But if you're going in knowing you are going to be a problem or a damaging force in their life, I'm going to need you to stay out. I'm going to need you to mind your business and get yourself together, because we need better, stronger, healthier relationships, healthier people, and we have to stop contributing to the negative cycle in that way. So again, do not disturb their soul if you mean them no good. Man or woman, be mindful of how you are impacting other people and make sure you're getting yourself on a better path so that you can be receiving what you deserve and they can receive what they deserve. Hey,
Ooh-wee. He said it right, man, for real.
I like that.
Bro.
I like it. And I've come in contact with a lot of people who just really don't know how to put into words what they want or what they need from
need.
their partner until it actually happens.
But
You know,
when he said don't waste other, man, I wish people would really live by that. Don't waste
Mhm.
other people's time.
But
Don't
how do
step
you
into their
know?
life
How do you know
knowing
you
that you
wasting?
mean them no good.
How do you know you're wasting people's time until you get into it though? Because you
Like
don't
he
know.
said, some people go in with that intention.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said that. Those are the people we're speaking
Mhm.
about. You
Yeah.
know, you going in there just to mess with somebody. I don't really like her, but I'm going. You know, you're gonna disturb their life.
Mhm.
And guess what? A lot of times when you meet that woman and she got these bags that she's carrying, and there's reasons she don't trust, it's because of something that has happened to her from some of these people who just like, I don't care. I'm just doing my thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Fly 'em
Francis
out there.
says hurt people hurt others.
That's
Go ahead,
true.
go ahead, Ma.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
was just saying, it's a lot of them out there that will they'll waste your time to keep you from your destiny, your person, your actual
Mhm.
Hmm.
life partner. They'll just mess your
True.
time up.
And you
You
know
know,
what? It's
Do you
so
think
many
it's people
hurt
really out
people.
there? You think it's people really out there just doing that for the hell of it?
you would
Oh,
be
you know it
surprised.
is. Come on now.
Oh
We
yeah.
done ran across some of them. I know all of us done ran across some of them in our lifetime.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's
I
meant.
kicked them
I
to the
think it's.
curb, but
I think
still,
what it is people who. I think it's people who are still kind of discovering stuff about themselves and not realizing and not knowing that they're not ready to be in a relationship. So it's a lot of people who desire and when they want to be with somebody, but they ain't ready to be with somebody too.
Yeah.
You
And a
know what
lot
I
of people
mean?
don't
So
find
then,
well,
out
you
they
you got a lot of hurt people out here that don't want to be in a committed relationship because they've been hurt. So they're gonna keep one over here and one over here and one over here to protect their heart. In the meantime, what about these different people you dealing with that you're destroying their lives? You're
yeah.
killing their feelings and killing their heart, but all they're trying to do is protect their heart.
So you
What
think
about
it
the
is
kids?
intentional all the time? It's intentional.
I
I don't.
think there's
Mhm.
some I think not all the time it's intentional, but there's some subconscious in there that they know, but they just keep it in the back of their head.
Well, I think it's a way of being selfish. It's a way of being selfish. It's like if you date somebody or you with somebody and you got 2, 3 on the side, you doing that so you have something you can always fall back on and go to. Normally that's a
Again,
problem with somebody who just can't be alone. You know what I mean?
I know some guys that go get twist a girl up just to keep her from another dude. I know some guys that do that. You
That's
know,
crazy.
yeah.
Hey, have
Wow.
any of you guys ever gone on a blind date?
I told y'all my blind date story.
6.
Nah, that wasn't no blind date. The blind date was when I was in high school and somebody set me up on this blind date.
Hmm.
And I saw him and he was very unattractive to me. I didn't go on the date. I stood him up.
What made him unattractive, Gina?
Was it the
He just
mall?
was not, he was unattractive to me. I
It wasn't
didn't,
the mall.
Wait. It wasn't his eyes. It wasn't his nose. It wasn't his mouth. It was
nah, I was like, nah.
This bad.
I was like, he ain't my type.
I don't know. I have never been on a blind date.
I haven't either.
Well,
So
you would not be going on one then.
I went. I went on a real blind date. She was really blind, and no, I didn't do that.
Just
Hey, so if
Francis not ugly, he just was not attracted to me. He may have been attractive to someone else. He just was not attractive to me.
no, she was calling you ugly.
No, I don't think so.
No.
So if a guy or a girl met your needs without you asking, just out the blue, just met your needs, knew what you want, maybe in the conversation you guys said, well, I like this, or I like this restaurant right here, man. You know what? I love flowers and this and that. You don't know the person really, but they met your needs. Would you go to them? Would you respond to it?
human nature would respond to it. I mean,
Yeah.
most people would, and I'd be telling you a lie if I said I wouldn't. Most people would respond to good, good.
Yeah. Good vibes, good intentions.
Yeah, good intentions. They're gonna respond to it. It's gonna be a positive response. I mean, until you find out their motive. Now, if they got a motive behind it, you find out later on about the motive.
What if there's no motive? This is like, okay, you all having a conversation. Maybe the lady says, I love you. These are some beautiful. I love flowers. I haven't had flowers in a long time. You don't know them like that. You're just having a conversation. Okay, now you send her, or they send you send her flowers.
That ain't a bad idea.
Would you expect her to respond? And what would you want out of it?
Nothing. I mean, I'd want to smile if anything.
Yeah, like for instance,
Is this like a strange person? What?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, spontaneous.
Just spontaneous.
Yeah, like one
I
time.
don't know. My eyebrows will go up. Somebody send me flowers just like that. I'd be like,
really?
Like one time I was in Meyer and I was trying to get. I bought roses, and I think it was like 30. It was like 36 roses, and I only need like 33. So I gave like 3 away randomly to women, just randomly. It was no intentions behind it. I just said, here you go. Just put a smile on your face. Have a blessed day doing that. And you know what was so crazy about it? The reactions were insane because you can tell that sometimes women, and I ain't going to say all women, but sometimes women just aren't used to a man, the opposite sex, giving them a compliment and just doing something with nothing attached to it at all. I got crazy looks. The other one was like, "Oh well, I'm married. I don't give a damn about your husband. Here, just take this because I need to be less two or 3 roses. Just take it. Have a good. Take it and have a good day today. You know what I mean?
I've done that so many times, not for any reason. I don't want nothing from you. Okay. Yeah. And in the relation, if I'm trying to talk to somebody, excuse me, yeah, I'll do that too. I try to pick up on little keywords that she say. Okay, but I've done it before, man, where I've gone out and, you know, say you're at a store or something, and that lady's in front, you know, she just gives you a great aura. And look, don't worry about that. I'm paying for her. All right, I'm gonna take care of that. All right, or I'm gonna like you said, just for no reason whatsoever. I'll buy you a rose. Buy a rose. I see this lady. She looks great. I don't want anything from you. I just want to make you smile. All right, here's a rose. Hopefully that makes you smile. All right. I don't see anything wrong with that. Me personally.
Nothing.
I'd love to do that. Before we get too far into anything.
Okay, we about to get out. We about to close out.
No, we're not, Gina. You wasn't muted. See?
She was trying not to move her mouth and all that. That was
no, I didn't.
Just said it.
I was saying we get ready to go to the live.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
So we ain't getting ready to close out. So y'all, whoever in the background, y'all sit the hell down and wait. Okay.
Stop it. That's my grandbaby. She don't have to wait.
Hell yes, she do, especially if she on film.
Okay, so
Gina rushing us off.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So for this 1 minute thought, I just want to say this. I think I'm gonna just go back to what I said earlier for those who kind of came in possibly a little late. I really feel that we really should be in relationships with people where we listen to people, we hear them, we take time to analyze what it is that we do. And when we analyze what we do, we see how that affects somebody else. Because there's nothing wrong with you trying to take some accountability for what you do when you hear somebody say something to you to give you some type of positive feedback. Now, you don't have to think you did it at all. It's just the fact that you're at least opening up your mind to the possibility of what if. So if you open up the possibility of what if in your relationship or in your marriage, try that and see if it opens up some more doors for you.
That's why she ain't there now.
I'm here.
Yeah, been talking about some. We can recall anyway. So.
All right.
Fuck them.
Stop.
Oh man, look, I love it when we do this. And look, everybody, look, we are not professionals. The only person professional is the life coach, okay? But we ain't professionals at this.
I ain't no therapist.
This giving advice, okay? We do this because this is what we we've been through things before, all right? We know some things. I mean, again, if I was the life coach, you be out on 86th Avenue begging for change. All right, I'm just saying, I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
You want to be a pimp?
If you, not me, not me.
Well,
I'm just saying, the
he said, I
advice,
just put you out there.
the life coaching that I would give you would not be beneficial for you to prosper and go about your life. I can't help it. I can't do it. I always speak on what I know. All right, that's it. All right. What's going on, Demont Taylor? He said, "What's up? Been a while."
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Jacqueline, shout out to you. Hello, hello. And yeah, accountability is so important in a relationship. Absolutely,
That's right.
man.
Yes, it
We
is.
appreciate
Yes,
all
it
of you
is.
guys' comments tonight, man. We had a great time doing this. Okay, again, only professional is the life coach. You know, Gina write books and Maurice play music, but you know,
I write books about some of this stuff, though.
I can do a good video. I can do a good film about a relationship, but it ain't gonna be real
That's
unless
what we do.
Go to the documentary.
That's what
unless
we
I was
do.
gonna say, unless it's a documentary. Let's get behind that collar anyway. All right, you ready to get out of here, man. We got plenty of time to express ourselves today. All right, guys. So, Maurice, take your time, bro.
Look, y'all, keep loving each other. Learn to communicate with each other. Again, evolution is the key to the relationship. Just right along with communication will help you with that evolution path, the evolution of your relationship. I agree with what Jeff was saying, you know, on his 1 minute. Please, 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 please talk to each other. Love each other. That's all.
Life coach.
Just continue to remain open about you. Like I said earlier, even if you didn't do it wrong, nothing, if you felt you didn't do nothing wrong, still say, okay, if somebody or a person says something about this to me, could I have done it? And if there's a way that you could have gotten there, don't be so afraid to take your mind to that place, because that's a part of your growth and your development. You can't talk about and tell people all the time on the Facebook status, yeah, growth is key, yeah, but you ain't willing to hear what nobody got to say.
Right.
So at least take that criticism.
Okay. Yeah, Gina, that's your name.
I'm just going to shake my head at you. My last thought is, guys, ladies, men, a relationship is not going to be microwavable. It's work, it's hard work. You got to go in knowing that you have to work at it. There's going to be some give and take. Sometimes you have to say yes when you want to say no. Sometimes you have to say I'm sorry when it wasn't your fault. It's just a give and take. And if you want it to work out, you have to know how to give and you have to know how to take. It's just like that. And it's not simple. And a lot of times, you know, with this day and age, what most people see on TV, video, and you know, these live whatever these things they watch, and I don't watch them.
Reality shows.
Those reality shows, they not reality. If somebody put a camera in my face, I'm not gonna be real. That is not real. I'm gonna act for that camera.
But that's a whole nother show, Gina.
It is a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show because
I'm telling you, relationships are not like that in real life. Get that out of your head. Stop thinking it is. It's not. You got to work on it. And that's all I'm saying. I'm getting ready to go into another whole level of having to prove all of these things that I'm saying to you guys. I got to prove it, right? I have to be an example. And that's what I'm going to do.
You're going to be good.
Hey, man, you know what? There were a couple of more questions that I wanted to ask, but, you know, I wanted to save them for my moment.
Okay.
So one of them was, what is the most memorable thing that happened on your wedding day? And I think that everybody's answer should be, I said I do. You know, you just committed yourself to, by saying I do, you committed yourself to this person for the rest of your life, okay? This person is going to be your partner. This person is going to be your best friend, your confidant. I do should be the what are you laughing at, Gina? Should be the most memorable thing that happened on your wedding day. I know Robert probably saying, no, that wedding night is what the most memorable day gonna be. But no, it should be the I do. And there was one more. Describe one incident that made you feel he or she is the one. She woke up. That's it for me. She woke up. If she wakes up, I can do the rest. I got it. I can do the rest.
Listen to him.
What?
He ain't even in a relationship.
What?
You just gotta let the man do a soliloquy.
I'm just
He
saying.
got juice going. He got juice going. Time out.
Man.
You gotta go get a towel. You
Tomorrow's
got-
episode, we taking applications for Mr. Greg Gray.
I can do the rest. Actually, y'all don't even know where I'm at in my life, okay?
We don't know.
Said I showed up. Uncle Mo, I see you.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, man, we got a actor. He's on a number of Tubi movies. The latest one was Fatal Witness. You guys, if you get a chance, go to Tubi and check out the movie Fatal Witness, and you'll see my man Simeon Henderson. He'll be on here tomorrow, hanging out with us, giving us some more insight on what he does, his journey, and everything about this movie making thing. All right, and we got a content creator coming on Wednesday, Nova Carmichael. She's from the hometown, GI. And she's doing a lot of stuff, and she's on the move right now. She's doing a lot of great things. All right, but she's very controversial, y'all. We when we get this conversation with her, ain't no telling what's gonna come out. I promise you, there's no telling what's gonna come out. All right,
Yeah, a long enough show.
Controversy.
It's gonna be something, all right. But anyway, hey man, there's a lot of good things going on out there. But again, man, as we said at the beginning of the show, man, pray for everybody. You never know what somebody's going through.
That's right.
Pray for our sister Marcy, please.
I'm telling you, man.
Yes.
Yeah, pray for Sister Marcy, all right. But this right here is a facade, everybody. We go out here, we don't want everybody to see our pain all the time, all right. But we hide it. So just pray for everybody, because again, you don't know what everybody's going through. They may be having a storm that they have to weather. Let's be there for them, young, old, whatever. Let's be there for them. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow. This is DopelivenTV Live. Thank you for tuning in always. And again, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace out.